Where have we been? What have we been doing? Stay tuned to find out. I hope everyone's well. And first we have to apologise, don't we?
We do. We are very sorry it's been so long.
It has been a long time.
2.5 months, hun.
That's not good.
No, I know. Do you remember where we are? You
Yeah.
still all right? Has anyone been washed away?
Oh no, it's been bad, isn't it?
Or sort of heat stroke in the sun?
Yeah.
We've been through all the seasons, haven't we? That's what it feels
We have,
like.
yeah. It's been a while.
Yes.
So we apologise for being
We didn't
so long.
intend to be away for quite so long, but everything
No.
we've been doing has taken a little bit longer than we thought.
Yeah.
Not so a little bit longer, a lot longer than we thought.
Longer. I mean, we're not saying we're back yet, are we?
No.
But we are.
We're back for this video.
We're back for
because,
this video at the moment. We're still going.
we haven't killed each other.
Yeah.
We have had quite a few people
Close.
sort of check up to see that we're okay, so we thought we'd best come back and just do a little catch-up video,
Yeah.
just so you sort of know that we are okay.
Yeah. I haven't got anything sticking out my head where
No.
Murray's
I haven't
hit
pushed you
me with
downstairs
it
or anything like that.
No. So we're still, no broken bones.
That did come to me quite quickly then, like
It
it was
did
an idea I'd
actually.
already
Yeah.
had.
It's bubbling in there, isn't it?
So I
Yeah.
think we should address our last video, which was in the middle of August, hun. That was when I was
Wow.
wearing a t-shirt. When I've looked back, I was wearing a t-shirt. Now I'm already in 2 layers.
I'm not. I'm still in a t-shirt.
You're still in a you're always in a t-shirt,
Yeah.
a year-long t-shirt. So in our last video, we were doing hidden lyrics.
Yes,
and
we were.
So we just want to
Just to address that, didn't we? And
yes, because all the people that did take the time to watch the video and also join in. So the lyrics were "Wham, wake me up before you go go." Seems ages ago.
It does. I know you
And
remember it.
It was Beatles' "Let It Be." So we want to give a shout out to Sick of Ants, who won the triple. He had 3 weeks in a row of being the first person to get it and to get it right.
Yeah, well done.
And we just want to say thanks ever so much for joining in. I'm going to read out his comment from that video because it did make me laugh. It was the video where we were shutting down our clothing store,
Right.
and he had put he or she. I'm assuming it's a man. I don't know. It could be.
We don't know really.
We don't know. We don't know. Well done for sticking with the clothing. Personally, I'd rather drink wasps. Which did make me laugh, so I just wanted to share that with you and say thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video and to join in.
Yeah.
We'd also like to say thank you to Fix It for Reselling, Tommy Lee and Nicola. They've also been joining in, but as well as everyone else here, Grandma Wanders Off, Shaz Flipping Northerner, she's always flipping Mandy, Joan, lovely Joan.
Lovely Joan, yeah.
My Ladybug, Daryl Cooper, Car Boot Chris for Cooking the Haydens. Yeah. Doodles Designs, which is our beautiful daughter Emily, Helen, Walter Freeman, Flipping Superb, and CA7439. I tried to look to see what their name was, hun, but I couldn't figure out how to do it.
No, okay.
So I did go back, but it wasn't there.
No, okay.
So thank you so much for joining in. Unfortunately, we won't be doing the old hidden lyrics today because we've got quite a lot to talk about, and we don't know when we're going to be back.
Yes, we like I say, we're
from this.
We're not saying we're back fully, but we are intending to try and get more content out. But it's just we're still in the middle of doing things, aren't we? And
yes, and it all harks back to when we started our YouTube sort of reselling journey. We started making the videos because we sort of wanted to integrate more with the community.
Yeah.
We were going through a bit of a period in our life where we were working quite hard, working long hours, and we felt that's all we were doing.
Yeah.
So we started doing YouTube, and really it's nobbled us because we instantly fell in love with it, didn't we? And we loved the interaction with people, and people like lovely Joan, hearing about lemon drizzle cakes, and Joan, we're going to need to know how many you've had since the last video. And I
would assume quite a few. I mean,
it's
2.5 months.
Lucky Joan, that's what we call her, don't we? Lucky Joan. So being away from YouTube, it for us, it's been really tough because we've missed out. It has been
tough, but I mean, it's difficult because you do have to sort of look at your priorities, sort of thing, and it is something we love doing, but bottom line is obviously we've got stuff to talk about and what we've been doing, but.
it's sort of a lot of this stems back to March, and if you were with us watching the videos in March, we lost a member of the family, and it was quite a tough time for us. We'd also
tough.
been ill, so we were going through that as well.
Yeah.
And it sort of put a few things in motion. You have sometimes these moments in your life where they change the path that you're on, and you have to sort of adapt. And what we sort of, when you lose someone, you do look at your own life and things that you're just, you realise life can be quite short, and you sort of look at your own life and you think, well, hold on a minute, I've got some things that I'm just not happy with. And recently, we're looking at like the last 4 years, when the pandemic hit, we looked at it as, because we weren't going out, weren't seeing people, we looked at it as an opportunity because we've been given the gift of time.
Yes.
And what we sort of did, because we'd had amassed quite a massive backlog by that stage, we sort of thought, right, let's use it as an opportunity and let's knuckle down and
threw
work
ourselves
hard.
into it.
We worked night and day.
We were, we were one of the lucky people, really, weren't we? That we had a huge backlog.
We had a huge backlog.
Absolutely huge. So
Rooms of it,
we had stock galore. So we did absolutely throw ourselves into it. And,
yes, and 4 years later, we didn't really take our foot off the pedal.
No.
And what's sort of happened is we've become, we always were workaholic-y, because we've worked from home for many years. So you sort of find if you have work at home, when you have a spare moment, you don't sit and read or have a cup of coffee, and it's very much, I could fill that time with work, and that's sort of what we did.
We did,
and
of course.
It's got to the point now where if we go out for a planning meeting, we don't want to come home, do we?
We're sick of work.
We are sick of work. It has become that, and as much as we love reselling, it has become our whole life. And
I think it's addressing the balance again, isn't it? And
yes, I think if we were earning vast sums of money, we would be like, oh, that's all right. But we're not, and we are working night and day. We work weekends. We work.
All resellers will tell you that it's a hard job.
Yeah.
There's it's not easy.
No.
But you are, you're worty for yourself.
It's become our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is that we work all the time, and the only time we don't work is when we're eating. In the summer, that's quite a bit. So with everything that was happening, we had a bit of a chat, and we sort of looked, because we were going out, having a coffee, and then neither of us wanted to come home. And it's because what we've done is we've made our home our business. And even when we bought the house, it was mainly because it had a large garage and it had a massive drive. So at the time, we were buying pallet loads of toys.
We were with
which
pallets.
was perfect.
It was perfect for that. You just wheel them straight into your massive garage sort of thing. But that sort of all changed, didn't it?
That's changed, and but the way we work hasn't changed. So, for example, if we go to an auction and we bring home quite a few lots, what we'll do is we'll take them in the living room, because the garage has got stuff in it. So
that's it.
So we've been very guilty of using almost all the air, apart from our bedroom and our sort of ensuite bathroom.
It's been
every
everywhere.
other area it's got some form of stock in. Even now we are here. This is our studio / kitchen.
Yeah.
But as I look, you can't see, but as I look over there, we've got an old sewing machine
over there.
We've got a coat on the table there.
There's a big wicker basket.
There's a big wicker basket there. So even though we're sorting through stuff, we are very guilty of making our whole life about reselling. And when we were at the funeral and going through this horrible time, it did make us think, oh my goodness me, what have we become? And what would it be like for our daughter if something was to happen to us? You see the videos, we are together 99.9% of the time.
We are, definitely.
If we were to go together, we don't want her left with that. It's really not fair.
I've got something in my mouth.
Right. It's really not fair that this is who we've become, and if we were to go, it leaves it all for her. Also, she's been very good. She's put up with years of having to walk around stuff in various rooms. But it's really, going forward, it's not how we want to be. No. So
absolutely not. It needs to be contained. You need to have a level, and
we need to be happy.
We need to be happy. Yeah, we don't want to have to, like I say, go out and
not
dread
come back.
coming back. We don't. You know what I mean? It's that thing where you don't look forward to coming back.
No, and we are. I mean, me especially, I can be a bit funny with timings. I don't like to waste time. And what tends to happen is if we have someone come around for dinner, we then spend 2 hours moving it out of that room because we don't want people to know that that's how we live. We want to be normal, but we're not, are we? We're resellers and it's everywhere. So we've decided that we would take some steps to change it because we've not been happy for some time.
Yeah.
And really we want our home to be somewhere we look forward to going to, but it's not. We've made every area a part of our business.
Yeah.
And we've used it as part of our business.
Yeah.
So what we have taken steps with is to clear as much as possible and to only have it in the garage. I know. Ooh.
I know.
So we started.
It's a real decent sized garage. So, you know, most people will look at that and think, well, what are you doing? You've got it everywhere. You know, it should all be contained in there. But it's that classic thing. You're buying stuff, you deal with the stuff you want to deal with, and then the stuff that takes a little bit more time gets put aside. And eventually that grows and grows and grows.
Yes.
And then it all starts spilling out.
Yes.
Everywhere.
There'll be some people that are watching this thinking, oh, look, they're moaning. They've got a house with a garage and they're moaning about it. They've got a driveway. But if you're in a one-bedroom flat and you've got some stuff in the corner and it drives you mad, what tends to happen is the more space you have, the more you fill it because you haven't got those restrictions.
No.
So you just go crazy. And we have been very guilty because of the way we are. We're very guilty of going to a 50p store at Boots Out and filling our boots, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like donkeys we've been.
We have been. Well, we
have though.
We have been.
There was a woman who at our Boots Out. It was 50p, and then after a couple of hours, she was 20p. You're 20p. Oh, it was like
you can't help yourself.
You can't
but
help yourself.
You do have to. You know, we're restricting ourselves now, aren't we?
Yes, and we do watch other resellers to see how they do it, and we do admire people that are a lot tidier than we are. But we did watch Mel back from Burnout talking to Tech and Sport, and to be honest with you, we were quite annoyed because we thought we'd be older, didn't we?
We did. How young he was.
To be that successful at that age.
Yeah.
We were fuming, weren't we? But a lot of what he said made so much sense, and he did say to Mel that if she's going to acquire stuff and it's going to end up, it's free stuff, end up in a heap somewhere, then her clearing it was the punishment for getting it in the first place. And that sums up, we should have it on a t-shirt, that sums up us to a T, doesn't it? What we're going through now is our punishment. We've had 2.5 months of punishment because we've had years of gathering stuff. And that is just it in a nutshell, isn't it?
It is.
So we started with our office.
Yes, we've been,
And you would have seen videos of us.
Yeah, we did actually. We did a video, didn't we, of auction?
The poster, the great poster video.
That's right. We started clearing some sort of dead stock, really. So now we got rid of, what was it, 200 plus posters, and we sent them to auction. Again, we're very guilty as well of having stuff in our eBay store and leaving it at low value. And that was the sort of start of it, really, the start of the process of starting to get rid of some of this lower value stuff, which really it takes too long for your time. You know what I mean? It's not worth your time.
No, that's it.
So that's what we were trying to do, is start clearing some of the lower stuff.
And when we last left them, we were doing the work 2 days solidly for listing.
That's right.
And then 5 days of sorting, which did work quite well for quite a few weeks, didn't it? But then I had a couple of books that we'd been given, and I drafted them, and then you said to me, oh, they're going to be too heavy for I still call it Hermes. I know it's heavy now.
Well, it's not too heavy. It could be sent, but it would cost
more money.
More money, and it would be cheaper to send it raw mail. But overall, the costs were more. And then when you actually worked it out, it wasn't much money.
£2 we would have got.
Yeah, we would. Profit wise, it would have been £2, and you think all of that. You get the books, you research it, you clean them, you list them or draft them. Then I do the photographs, and then we check the listing and go through it all. Then we list it, and then it sells. Then it has to be packaged, and all of that for £2.
Yeah,
it's just not It's not worth it.
So overnight we completely changed the way we do things, and now for the last couple of weeks what we've been doing is only listing the most expensive things. So we've been so focused on the volume of listing, making sure we hit those targets. We've got to get so many on a week. We've done that for so long.
Yeah.
And we sort of talked about it and we were like, right, let's go completely differently and only list the most expensive things we've got in our backlog.
Yeah.
And some days we're only listing 3 things because they need a bit of work or they need testing or whatever. And even though I was a bit like Herbert Lom from the old Pink Panther films with that nervous twitch, because 3 doesn't sound a lot, it's amazing how much value we had in things. The sewing machine we're talking about that you can't see is going to go up for just under £100.
But it's again, like Marie said, it's all this takes time, but
the money's there.
When you work it out and work out how many of the lower value items you would have got done in that time and how much profit you would get from that, to spending time on a nice quality valuable item, it's not even no contest. It's the quality item you need, the value.
And that's been in our backlog for over 4 years. That's come from auction. I'm not very good on sewing machines. I'm not a sewer. So we're sort of waiting for Emily's going to have a look at that for us to make sure that it's where
she's
it needs
good
to
on
be.
a sewing machine. Well, she's good on all that sort of thing.
Yeah, she is very crafty. So, but yes, that's
very crafty.
So even that sort of thing, we're now down to sometimes listing 3 or 4 things a day.
Yeah.
Non-clothing. The clothing is still going along. We will briefly touch, because the last time, we want to catch up with you because we don't want you missing out on all this fun. But the last time we spoke to you, we had built up all these listings on Poshmark.
Oh, the dreaded P.
And we had designs of moving them over to eBay via Zip Sale. That was a very exciting day here at Emsden headquarters. One filled with much swearing, wasn't it? Because it didn't quite go to plan.
No, it didn't.
Because Zip Sale's a little bit too clever, and we had 2 eBay stores, very similar names. And we ended one, we signed into the new one, and it kept recognising it as the old one, and it wouldn't do it.
It wouldn't do it, so we had to do it another way.
We had 300 odd listings that we'd got on Poshmark, ready to do this, and it didn't work, did it?
It didn't work.
So we thought, that's all right, what we'll do is we'll sign up to Zipset. No, we'll get another account, didn't we? And what we'll do is the one we're paying for, we'll downgrade it. So we pressed the button and it charged us £159. That was exciting.
I don't know if you can now, but at that point you couldn't downgrade, and I didn't. We looked at the button, thought, we're pressing that one, and then it just £100 and something being charged.
What? No. So poor Maria from Zipsa had a very garbled panic message and an email, and credit to Zipsa. I know they've come in been in the press a bit recently, but Maria phoned us, sorted it all out, did the credit, and was very, very helpful. And I didn't know until you'd said to me that she was one of the main Zip Sale people.
I think she is.
But very
I'm not 100%.
10 out of 10 for helpfulness.
Yeah.
So she sorted that, and now we're on the, we've just got them on, haven't we? But then obviously everything happened to do with Poshmark, and we're not going to say a lot about Poshmark. What can you say?
I mean, various people have already spoken about Poshmark. It is what it is, isn't it? I mean, we don't agree with the way they did it.
All sort of we want to say really is that in life our whole mantra has been, if you work hard you should reap the rewards of your hard work, and if you work hard and you don't reap those rewards, you've still got to give yourself a pat on the back. You've worked hard and
you've given it
you've given it 100%.
That's it.
And the especially the big players on Poshmark, you've got to really feel for them, because they put so much hard work in. They built it up to what it was. Hours and hours. We only had about 330 listings on, which was still a bit of work, but some of the... we were
thousands. Like this compared to some people. Some people absolutely went mad on it, and they were enjoying it.
Yeah, they built up a little community, and it would just whoosh.
That's it.
And
but like I say, we really did feel when we got that email through, oh my God,
absolutely gutted for them.
But it's what it is. You say you have to push forward, and
you do, and it's focusing on the hard work that you put into something.
Yeah.
You can only be impressed by that, because that's that's what you do, isn't it? You work, and these people are going on to Whatnot and whatever, and I'm sure they'll have a great time there.
I'm sure they will.
So so that's what happened with Poshmark and all of that. So it didn't work, but it did in the we. And what we did is we decided to drip feed the listings on, didn't we? 5 at a time.
Yes, onto the bigger eBay site. Yeah. So we closed the small one and
we noticed we weren't really selling many clothing. We thought, well, perhaps it's because we used to have a niche store and that's what it. But then what happened is when we got to the end of those, putting all those on, we started listing, because we had some other stuff, didn't we? Started listing it straight onto eBay, and within a couple of days we noticed that we started selling more clothing. So I don't know whether eBay recognises listings from Zip Sale in the same way. That's what we sort of thought, didn't we? It was really odd.
It was odd. I mean, yes, you can say that, there was obviously a lot more clothing listings on there now, but no, it was just the way the sales just suddenly started
from when we were doing it.
From that point when we started listing direct on eBay. So we don't know.
We don't know.
You know what I mean? You can't... There's lots of guessing and all sorts go on with these sorts of things. It might be just coincidence, but it was weird.
It was weird.
It was weird that we started listing direct on eBay, then suddenly the clothing sales were coming through on the big site.
And now we are selling them on a regular basis, aren't we? So we're quite pleased about that. One thing we also noticed, because we were a little bit, with the listings, going from so many listings to so few listings.
Yeah.
But what we did notice is we had a bit of an upturn in sales, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you can't ever guess with eBay, can you? It'll always do the opposite of what you think. What can you do?
What can you do? Yeah, you know what I mean. You can't tell, can you?
No. So I'm just having a look at my notes here, hon, because we haven't done these videos for 2.5 months. You sort of get out of practice. We're both a bit nervous coming back.
We're both quite nervous, very rusty.
Yeah.
And you think.
So I've written a few notes here. So I've sort of put the next thing, hon. So the funeral started off the whole getting a bit tidy and a bit clear and we haven't mentioned we also stopped buying in June. We had the big discussion about
we have so much
ourselves.
Stuff.
We need to stop.
Exactly. We had so much stuff that it needs dealing with, and yes, there's lots of easy items to bring out, easy to list, and all that. But there's no point buying something and just leaving it on the shelf. You can have a bit of a backlog, but not what we got.
We went through cold turkey, didn't we, hon?
We did. It was horrible. It's horrible. We really want to go out there, but
we chose the busiest time for the reselling community with all those lovely boot sales to go. No, actually, we're not going. And it was tough. Every Sunday morning we sit in bed and go, oh, we'd normally be out there now buying wicker.
I'll already be out there moaning about you buying wicker.
But because we took that decision, it also meant it was quite difficult personally, because we were used to supporting people on our friends on Whatnot and Poshmark, and when you take the decision not to buy anything, it's quite tough because you're like, oh, it's. But there were reasons why we curbed our spending as well, hon, which is going to lead us onto the next. Look at that seamless link there onto current climate and mortgage rates, hon. Tell them about the mortgage rates. Oh.
Well, I mean, everyone's in the same boat. You know what I mean? You just have to try and deal with the situation. Obviously, we have a mortgage like most people, and unfortunately, next year we have a deal that's going to run out, and you sort of look at the predictions and you cry. You cry, you try and sort of work it out, and our mortgage will really shoot up.
Hundreds of pounds.
Hundreds. So, you sort of start looking at things, don't you? And
yes, I think sometimes in life you just go along and you sort of keep your head down. You think, oh, it'll be all right. And some months we do glide through on a wing and a prayer, and do manage to get some bills paid. But long term, we are planners, and when you have this sort of thing and you instantly know you're not going to be able to afford it, you have to know what you're going to do next. Have a plan. So obviously selling as much as we've got, that that saves us from spending money buying stuff. So we had lots of stock, so that's what we started doing. But also, you know, there's lots of choices you could make. We did look into, should we get a job? But then you're just working to pay off that extra interest. And the problem with things is that because we're resellers, we are a certain way. So, for example, if we went to a Premier Inn, we don't want to pay £200 for the same room that you can get for £39.50.
No, that's
we want to pay £39.50 because otherwise
the amount of times we've had a room for £39.50.
But you don't want to get ripped off. So in that case, we would go further afield to get a cheaper room rather than go for one on the beach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if when we've talked about working, I've always suggested that Paul should get a job. But
funny that, isn't it?
Paul suggests then that I should get a job. And the upshot of it is that we've been self-employed for over 22 years now. 22 years. And neither of us want to get a job. When you look at jobs, you don't even understand what half the jobs are for. That's how out of touch we are. We love what we do. It's very hard work. It's very little money. But we don't really want to change that. So the only thing we can really change, maybe, is selling the house.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a possibility, isn't it? That's another reason for obviously tackling things like backlog.
It's sort of run alongside, isn't it?
Sort of bring it down to a more manageable level. So, you know, if, for instance, we did decide to sort of go, then at least, you know, it's something that can be moved. The current state of it is it's you know, it's colossal, isn't it? It's just stuff.
I think
it's everywhere
because we work all the time. It doesn't leave any room for decorating, and you know, we're not just talking about putting some paint on a wall. We've got a bathroom. We're lucky enough we've got an ensuite, so we've got the bathroom hasn't been used for some time now, and it's a shell of a room. When you started, it was literally just an empty room. That's because we emptied it because the floor was there. The problem with the floor
was shot. There was leakages in there, and. I was probably about a month after. Was it a month after we moved?
It wasn't very long. We were only 5 minutes, and it went wrong.
It went wrong, and unfortunately the floor got soaked. It's normal chipboard, which I won't go into it, but it swells up, and if you don't deal with it, you know, it's no good. So, bottom line is eventually, it wasn't straight away, but eventually, because we're using elements of it, the whole floor came out,
which meant everything come out.
And I'm one of these sort of people that I try and do things myself.
Yeah, because you're tight.
Because I'm tight. I'm a reseller. No,
it's part of our DNA to be tight.
It is. No, I do. I do a lot of jobs myself, and obviously you're trying to do that as well as other stuff. So it takes longer, unfortunately, and. So it's been a while.
Yeah, and this is why we've sort of started earlier in the year, and this is why we had to stop YouTube, because we found we just were not getting enough done.
Yeah.
And you know, unfortunately, YouTube we do consider it a bit of a hobby. It's
more of a hobby.
Yeah, we love doing it.
We do really enjoy doing it, but it is a hobby, and it's the amount of time that it takes to produce a video. As you know, any YouTuber will tell you, it does take time, and unfortunately, with the amount of sorting out and things that you know we need to do, especially decorating wise, it's not like Marie said. It's not just a case of putting a paintbrush on or paint roller on a wall. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Various little bits and bobs, and you know what I mean. It's like you got the odd crack, you have to gouge out and redo, and you know what I mean. The various little things, and there's you walk round, you start writing down, you see jobs, and so we have been doing stuff, haven't we?
Yeah, for the last 2.5 months. That's why we had to take time off, is because we were just not getting it done. And even now, it's been 2.5 months, and we're still not through it.
We're still struggling with it.
We've got bits and pieces done, haven't we? We
are
getting
a lot done. It's just that it's just unfortunate that. YouTube, it does take time to do, because like I say, we do enjoy doing it.
And that's been one of the hardest things, is because you take away that connection with people and the social element of it, and the bit that we really enjoyed, and what you're left with is 2.5 months of proper rubbish, really, isn't it?
It's not been great.
It's been depressing.
It's not been great.
It's hard work. We had the really, really hot weather, which was not great. Then we've had all the rain, which has been not great either.
Yeah.
And this is sort of how it's been. But what we don't want is people to, we've making this video because people were starting to worry about us. And
we don't want people worrying about us.
We are absolutely fine. We're just really frustrated because
Yeah.
it's taking longer than we want.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating because our lifelong plan was always to become mortgage free in our mid-50s. I'm almost a couple of years into the Nifty 50 Club. Paul's going to be a joining member this year.
No, don't tell people
He's not very happy about it.
I'm not happy about it, no. Why would you?
But it's, we look at it as maybe the next chapter of our sort of life, and it's getting this, it's looking at what we don't like about our life and going, right, let's change it. We've got, time to change it, let's do it. That's what we're sort of doing.
Yeah, that's it.
Because one thing we haven't touched upon is the weekends off. We are fed up to the back teeth of working weekends.
Working constantly, and we are getting fed up with it.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to that thing of make sure you've got quality items and all this, because that will give you a little bit of time back, as well as the sort of profit you need. And we're sort of changing things around, aren't we, to try and get our weekends back, because we do.
We do deserve a life. That's the thing.
That's it.
It's
and
become just too much, really.
Yeah, it has become a lot, and it's just you don't mind it, obviously, Christmas time, because it's part of it. You sometimes you have to do your packing at the weekend, or you have to do something. So, but it's when it's all the time. You're trying to do stuff all the time, and you feel drained, and it really sort of gets to you, doesn't
it's
it?
like a hamster wheel. You're a hamster on a wheel, and you're not getting off. And
it's just
sort
constant.
of how it's become.
That's how it feels. So that's like when we said earlier about going out for, down the road or whatever. You just don't want to come back.
No.
It felt a bit like that.
We just need some sort of free time away from work.
But so it's trying to sort of do it now to
and I think it also in August we were unfortunate enough to lose another member of the family.
Yes,
so we had another funeral,
it did give us another kick.
It cemented us.
It did. We really need to get this sorted. And
yes, and the person that did leave her children a house literally full of stuff.
Absolutely.
And it sort of showed us that what we are doing is the right thing. As timely as it's becoming, it will be. The garage is where we will keep everything, and then if anything was to happen to us, Emily can just phone someone and go, take it all away.
Take it away, get rid of it. I don't want it, but it's all in one place.
But that sort of sums up. What we don't want is, because we just touched on a bit about the long term. Yes, we've always veered off, Hannah, veered off. That's not like me.
No, not at all.
We don't want anyone feeling sorry for us. We, we've been all right, haven't we? We've had enough fab lollies to see us through the summer, and sometimes in life things change and you have to adapt with them. And this was our plan, was when we were in our mid-50s, was to become mortgage free.
We've had this plan for years.
We started with our first house.
First house, we said, right, okay. The first house we had, we needed a lot of work.
It was a shell of a house.
It was, and we did it all. It did take a while.
5 years it took.
5 years. But we made quite a substantial profit on that. And then we moved to the next one, and we did a similar sort of thing. That was a more modern house, but we did a similar
not as
thing.
much, but similar.
We did
thing.
more work, and sort of changed it about a bit, and made it a little bit more modern and things like that. And do you know what I mean? And that's sort of been our.
We've always tried to accrue some equity, haven't we? That's what we've sort of done.
Into the houses that we've had.
In that first house, you've never seen spiders. Some of them are as big as my hand.
I remember that first house. You shouted me. I had a pint glass and it wouldn't go over the spider. The legs were.
We literally lived out of a room for a long time, and then when another room was done, we moved into it, and then you had the floorboards up in another room.
Yeah.
We had floorboards up all over the place, and the spiders, I've never seen them so big.
They were huge. But then the house was it was 100 years old.
It was a lovely house.
It's a 100-year-old house, and so of course.
Some of those spiders were pretty old.
Yeah, Emily wouldn't like those now.
No, she wouldn't. So over time, we've been quite frugal with things.
We don't have lots of lavish holidays or anything.
No.
You know what I mean? So we have had holidays.
Saved up for a couple of good ones, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. But it's not something we plan every year.
No.
We don't go mad every year.
No, we don't have the money for that.
Well, we don't.
Thing.
But it's that thing of. Yeah, we've been quite, like you said, quite frugal, and
so the plan was we would be looking in our mid-50s. So we're only really 3 years away from what our plan was. We wanted Emily to have moved out, and then we would just be us. It's not so much to worry about when there's just two of you.
Yes, that's it.
Because you can pretty much go wherever. So unfortunately, it has come a little bit early. If we do move,
that's the thing. We
still
don't know. We don't know
yet.
Yet, but like I say, if
we
it's
need
something
to,
we do need to do, then we need to be ready exactly. And there's too much to do in their house to say,
we'll leave it till next year.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what I mean. So it has to be done, and you have to sort of get on and do it really. But obviously at the same time, you're still trying to earn your living, which obviously it takes time.
Yes. Now, it's been a really horrible summer for us, but we did have, Emily needed a lift back from Wales, and we said to her, no, don't get a train, we'll come and get you.
We'll come and get you, yeah, it's all right, don't worry about the train. Yeah.
So we might flash up a picture of our holiday, which was really, 2 nights. One night, it was one trip up to Wales, we stayed the night, then we had the day with Emily and her boyfriend, and then we come back and brought her back, so... Not much of a holiday for this year, hun, but it was nice to get away, wasn't it? Go for a walk. We went for a walk, hun.
A walk?
I know.
That's all we had this year, wasn't it?
That's all we had, I think. We might have done something early on in the year when she needed to go to see Joel. I can't remember now.
So we might have done something else, but we haven't had a week's holiday.
We haven't had a proper holiday. We haven't had a week's holiday since 2018.
No. So it'd just be nice to get back on track, get our weekends back, and try and sort of get things all ready and all this. And that was the purpose of us taking a
bit of a break,
really.
yeah.
But yeah.
But it's not all about us. We want to know what you've been doing in the summer. Leave us a comment. Have you had exotic trips to the Caribbean?
Oh yeah, please let us know. Do let us know.
Let us know how you've been. We've missed everyone so much.
Missed everyone.
That's the thing, isn't it? You don't always take account of all the comments. We like hearing what you're doing, and we feel we've really missed out. We've had proper FOMO, haven't we?
We have
with YouTube. But we make these videos to try and be educational. So I'm going to go through a couple of items that we didn't show you in a video back in May, because I stupidly didn't think they were worth much, and this just goes to show how stupid you can be sometimes. You need to look. Don't just assume something's worthless when it could be worth something. So this is a Sex Pistols ticket stub. Now the picture shows it in quite a good light, but it was a little bit not rough, but it had been folded and had creases in it.
It did.
And it was almost going to go in the bin, so I didn't even show it. I showed it originally in the start of the video. I didn't show it at the end of the video because I only picked out the things that I thought were worth something.
Yeah.
So this sold for £18, which you might be thinking, well, that's not.
Just for
that's not. I think that's quite good for a little bit of paper.
It's not amazing, but literally a tiny bit of paper.
Easy to post, wasn't it? Easy to post.
Oh yes.
But the reason we want to show you this is because if you've got one in a bit better condition, still a used ticket stub in a better condition, A couple have gone for 38. This one went for 38.20, but another one also went for the same sort of price, just under the £40 mark, which is quite good for a piece of paper.
Yeah.
For those of you that perhaps do like house clearances, you might come across this sort of thing and just think, "Oh, I'll chuck that in the bin." But there is some value to it. We've never really looked into ticket stubs, have we?
Not at all.
So
No,
we know that they had a value.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on.
Always learning.
Always learning. Move on quickly to in the same lot. It was the Wimbledon programmes and ticket stubs, and this was two separate listings, but a person bought both of them together. So the total was £28.48 just for some old programmes and ticket stubs. So I thought it was worth mentioning, hun, because paper, we don't always look at paper, do we? You sort of think there's not much value to it.
No, you don't. That's it. But no, that sort of thing is very easy to send. You're right there.
Take my glasses off now. Now I can't see anything. I should have looked at my list before I took the glasses off. That would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Now I've got to sort of squint.
You're down there, but you can't read it.
Yes. Did we say thank you to all the people that left us comments? I think we did.
We've been waffling on now. We can't remember. If we haven't, thank you.
Thank you very much. We did have it was so sweet. Married to reselling, but they missed us. And you think,
thank you.
We're just surprised they know who we are.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
So yes, it's wow. It's been so difficult being away because you sort of feel you've sort of missed out on everyone's lives, really. We've been keeping in contact with Car Boot Chris, haven't we? He always checks up to make sure we're doing all right, which is really kind of him.
Yeah.
So yes, we have felt very loved, haven't we? Which is nice, and it's nice to be back. We're hoping to bring you some more content. We're juggling at the minute.
We are juggling, so unfortunately it's not going to be as sort of regimented as it was before, but we're trying to get content out where we can.
I think it's good for our mental health, isn't it? Because we've had a lot of worry and a lot of I don't know, it's just been a rubbish year, isn't it?
It has.
Sometimes you just want to get to the end of the year and hope that the next one's going to be better.
Yes,
but there you
it
go.
will be better.
Yeah. But there you go.
That's the gist.
Sort of what's been happening here.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, and
all your support as always.
Yeah. Do give us a thumbs up. You know what I mean? Just to help the video, and I think that's it. We'll probably leave it there.
I'm hoping when we watch it back, we don't go, "Oh, we've just moaned on."
Yeah, I know.
Wallowing in self-pity.
If you are still watching,
well done.
Well done. You got a medal. Apologies if it has come across a bit moany, but obviously through life you just have to, get on with things. But sometimes it can be tough.
Yeah, I think sometimes you want to be in control of a situation, and when things like mortgage rates, you can't be in control of it, and the decisions sometimes can be made for you, and that makes you a bit annoyed.
Yes.
That's just how it is, isn't it? You just have to roll with the punches, hun.
That's it. Roll with the punches.
That's probably it then, is it?
We're done. Let you go.
We've waffled on. Oh my goodness me! Look how long we've been waffling on for. A boring video. Well, I bet they're glad we're back.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
See ya. Thanks.
Okay. You ready?
Ready.
Where have we been? What have we been doing? Stay tuned to find out.
I thought it was good. I was too busy thinking, I should have...
Let's try again.
Try again.
Ready?
Where am I meant to be looking? The left bit?
The left bit there.
Okay. Got it.
Ready?
Ready.
Where have we been? What have we been doing?
That bit sums up what we've been doing.
It doesn't come natural.
What about Guess Who's Back? Guess Who's Back?
Back again.
Okay.
Right. You ready?
Ready. Okay. I feel like I'm just sat here smiling like an idiot. Do I need to do anything? Oh. Right, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what to do. I just feel like...
I don't know. You can say something if you want, but...
Oh, thanks.
Well, no, I'm just...
It's like I had permission then. Okay, go on then.
Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. No, that doesn't work, does it? Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. Everyone. You're right, everyone. Everyone. There's too many everyones in there, isn't there?
It was a bit everyone heavy, yes. Start again, my love. Good start, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was awkward. What? I don't know. Why couldn't you just say goodbye? You just said thanks.
Thanks. I didn't know what to say. I'm so out of touch with doing it. Oh my goodness me, that's gone on for way longer than I thought it would, hun. Oh, most people are still asleep now, aren't they? They've gone to sleep. We've bored the arse off them. Oh.
What about hi all?
Hey y'all.